I think a pivotal point during my recovery was when I stopped telling myself I was chronically ill. I've mentioned in previous videos that I would focus on the fact that this human body that I am in is not just the age that I am, it's hundreds of thousands of years of evolution to survive the most dire situations. And I just changed my perspective on how I saw my illness and my body. I stopped examining my symptoms, judging whether they were better or worse than the day before. I would just see it as just another day during a recovery with chronic illness. It's not going to recover overnight. The damage I've done has not taken a couple of months to, cause this amount of damage. It will take time. And I stopped telling myself I was chronically ill. I stopped examining all these symptoms that I had day by day. And when I did get into that way of thinking, I tried to change it into a positive thing. For example, I would say, like I said before, Rome wasn't built in a day. I didn't cause this damage overnight. It's going to take time. Recovery is not linear. It's not linear for anything in life. There is no linear path to learning an instrument. There's no linear path to building muscle. There's no linear path to building something. Everything is about ups and downs. There will be days when I feel worse than I have done before. That's to be expected. And when I started getting into this mind frame and I stopped telling myself I was ill, and I started seeing myself and my body as this amazing machine, and it really did shift my perspective on things. And I do think little things like that have an impact on your recovery. Another thing that I did during recovery is I remember reading studies about the effects of posture on your hormones and how you feel about yourself. And some of my first videos, I mentioned that I focused on changing my posture, my breathing and stuff. And I think just in little things like that you change make an impact, even though they're small things. When you're doing them consistently day after day, I think they do add up in the long-term picture when it comes to recovering. I'd stand up straight, I'd breathe into my abdomen, I would not tell myself I'm ill, I wouldn't examine my symptoms and worry if they were any worse than the day before. And I think that mindset does play a role in recovery. I definitely do believe that it does. And if you get somebody that stands tall, breathes into abdomen and is a confident person, and you get them to slouch over, bring their shoulders in, bring their head forward, breathe into their chest, they're not going to feel as good, So I think little things like that do play a role in recovery. And if you're struggling with always worrying about your illness, I'm going to publish a video on mindsets that you get into about punishing yourself and how that is just not productive at all towards you and getting you to where you want to be. But yeah, I do think that there are things we do day to day that can really be negative towards your recovery. And I think that telling yourself you are ill every day doesn't achieve anything. You are ill. You're currently ill. You are going to be ill for a period of time until you figure things out, until you recover. That's done. You are ill right now. There's nothing you can do about it. Telling yourself you are ill doesn't make you any better. It doesn't change your situation at all. It doesn't make you feel any better. It does nothing. I think a big part of recovery is looking at things you tell yourself, things you think about, things you do on a day-to-day basis, and being critical and looking at them and going, what is that achieving? What is that doing for me at all to get me to where I want to be? And most of the time, it's getting you absolutely nowhere. And it's about snuffing out things that are getting you absolutely nowhere. Stop focusing on things that, by putting your attention there, you're actually not getting yourself to where you want to be. So what's the point? And it's very difficult to stop these patterns because they are most likely been happening for many years. But by retraining your brain to stop falling into those grooves that you've digged yourself in your brain, you can change those to more positive things. Now, I'm not saying that you can do that and expect a full recovery. I'm just saying it's one part of recovery. And by doing those things, you know, you're not going to put a negative downer on your recovery by thinking more positively and not telling yourself you're ill, because you're ill anyway. You see? I think that's something that's worth looking into for your recovery. If you have any comments or criticisms, put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you next video.